Hello, my dear children, my dear we Biotonians. For you, I am back again with another really important lecture. You might ask, ma'am, how is this lecture ever going to help us to crack Neet? Probably not directly. Or maybe there's something about this lecture which will teach you so much more about life, about the way we all live our lives, that it will not only help you crack an examination like Neet, but do so much more in life. This special lecture, I would really nudge you, I would push you a little, and I would really want you to become the CPO of your life. I'm sure you must have heard of the word CEO and whatnot, and CHRO, and things like that, but nobody's ever told you to become the CPO. Yes, you got it right, the CPO of your life. What exactly is becoming the CPO of your life? CPO stands for the Chief Positivity Officer. Yes, you got it right, and this term has been coined by none other than your Vani ma'am. So, what exactly is CPO? You see, we have close to 60,000 thoughts a day. Our thoughts, aligned with our actions, make us who and what we are. And therefore, it becomes imperative, it becomes important, and it becomes so critical that the thoughts that we think, the thoughts that fuel us, the thoughts that charge us, the thoughts that run through our mind day in and day out are full of positivity. Because only then will we be able to lead this life in a beautiful way. How exactly can we learn the art of cultivating positive thoughts which help us lead a more meaningful, lead a more productive, and lead a more wholesome life? First and foremost, I would really want you to have a very optimistic viewpoint. You see the situation where the COVID 19 became a global pandemic, where your exams got delayed, your board exams got postponed. A part of you could just be sitting and wondering, oh my God, why me? But another part of you can take this time zone as a challenge and say, listen, I've got some extra time, I've got some extra hours, some extra days and months. I'm going to make sure that I give this particular exam the best that I can. In every situation, the glass, my dear children, can be half full or half empty. It is the cultivation of our thoughts and the viewpoint by which we look at the glass that it determines whether it is half full or half empty. And to be very honest, it is this very viewpoint in life which decides how and what altitude we achieve in our life. After all, attitude is everything. You remember Steve Jobs was also ousted from his own company. He was sent out from his own company. But he came back as the CEO, and today he's known as none other than the Apple founder, Steve Jobs. So it all boils down to what your viewpoint is. And it always pays to have a very optimistic viewpoint. Also, my dear children, it's very important to cultivate a positive environment. We can have people who constantly crib. We can have people who constantly trying to pull us down. Who show doubts in whatever we choose to do. हम कुछ भी करना चाहें, वो लोग हमेशा दुखी रहेंगे, हमें नीचे गिराने की कोशिश करेंगे, हमारे दुख में खुश होंगे. These people are there. They're there to teach you a lesson to make you stronger. But if these people trouble you a little too much in life, it's always better to move away from such people and cultivate a very positive, happy environment. It does pay. Also, children, in this probably even I'm party to it to some extent. We always have a habit of making mountains out of molehill. हमारी problems बहुत ज़्यादा नहीं होंगी, नहीं. But physics will become, it is a problem, yes, हमें थोड़ा कम आता है, that's another story, but we do have a problem all the time, or a habit more than a problem, to make mountains out of molehills. इतनी सी बात का इतना बना लेना till such time that it runs on our head, and then तो सुबह से लेके शाम तक हमें और कोई सूझबूझ नहीं होती. We just constantly fall into this trap, into this loop of negative thinking. We have to remember that there is, अगर आप लॉजिकली किसी चीज़ को एनालाइज करो, किसी चीज़ को सोचो, एवरीथिंग इन दिस वर्ल्ड कैन हैव अ वेरी रीजनेबल लॉजिकल आंसर. बट नहीं, हम तो मतलब एवरी स्मॉल लिटिल प्रॉब्लम वी विल मेक इट so big that it will become impossible for us to find answers to it. So let's pledge to not make mountains out of molehills. Also, we all suffer from vague fears, ऐसा हुआ तो, एग्जाम नहीं क्लियर हुआ तो, क्वेश्चन नहीं आता हुआ तो, नेगेटिव मार्किंग ज़्यादा हो गए. अरे जब होगा तब देखा जाएगा. But why do we allow these vague fears, this anxiety which has no basic reason? It stems from our own insecurities to add such a major dimension in our lives. It's very important, my dear children, that we stop giving importance to these vague fears, fears which have no logical reasoning, fears which don't really have any sound backing. But we all do have these fears in our life, and more often than not, we fuel them. We fuel them with our insecurities, we fuel them with our anxieties, and then they take such mighty control of our lives. So let's not fuel our insecurities, let's not think of vague fears. Instead, let's add value. Every single day, let's add value. Why not we all visit our old age home and try and talk there to somebody? Let's try to help others, be kind, be more compassionate, add value into our surroundings, into our friends, our neighbors, the place, our workplaces, your study places. It makes so much of difference to be able to create an atmosphere where there is constant value addition, because the value that we add on the outside will make sure that we have value on the inside and we lead a more meaningful, happy, positive life. After all, it's all about outlook in life. It's all about our ability to do things in life, and that's not only related to studies. You add value in somebody's overall life, it will fill you with so much happiness, positivity, zeal, enthusiasm, that whatever you set out to do, you will eventually do well in that particular sphere. And last but not the least, I want to talk about something which is very, very important, but often most neglected and the most harmful. We all we all receive various levels of criticism in our life. Oh, आप अच्छा नहीं पढ़ाते, अच्छा आपका channel अच्छा नहीं चल रहा. You see, but it hurts us, it pinches us, it troubles us, it keeps playing those mind games. तुमसे नहीं हो पाएगा, घर बैठकर कौन नीट क्लियर करता है, ऑनलाइन कहाँ पढ़ाई होती है. So sometimes criticism is also very important in life, because it's a mirror. It shows us what exactly we need to do. It really helps us getting the clearer picture. More often than not, we hate the person who's criticized us, and we really don't take the criticism positively. Instead, we want to block that person out, and we have such values, such feelings of negativity and animosity towards the person. Sometimes, like Kabir said, निंदक न्यारे रखिए, आंगन खुटी छुवाए, बिन पानी साबुन बिना निर्मल करे छुआए. Something like this has just suddenly come to my mind while talking to you, my dear kids. But I believe that positive criticism, the right dose of criticism, and criticism coming from a pure heart, somebody who really wishes you good, that criticism is very good. We must learn to take criticism positively and in our stride, because it is only this criticism which will help us know our real faults, and then help us overcome these faults to become the person that we really want to become. So I think with this really small pep talk and this really small talk, I hope we are able to all, including me, fill our lives with never-ending zeal, enthusiasm and positivity. Because after all, at the end of life, this is all that matters. That how beautifully, as Buddha says, after all, only three things matter. How beautifully you lived your life, how amazingly you let go of the things that were not meant for you, and you accepted all that was meant for you. So let's take criticism positively. Let's add value to our lives. Let's not make mountains out of molehills. Let's logically analyze every day of our life, and let's together take a pledge that we will not allow vague fears, unwarranted fears get the better of our life, and together we will emerge every day stronger than what we were the past day. That's all for today. Wishing you all the very best in all your endeavors from the entire team of V Biotonic, and making sure that each one of us becomes the CPO, the Chief Positivity Officer of our lives. Bye, kids.